Okay, I mean, if you're Anthony Edwards, you can't just be staring at the ball. You got to be seeing your man. Like, what is Anthony Edwards doing? Like, you're not helping on the ball, so... Okay, I mean, this is off an offensive rebound. Stop. Defending off an offensive rebound is just like transition. You got to communicate and you got to find a body. Like, Rudy Gobert's got to come up here. You got to find someone to guard. If someone's just standing in the middle of nowhere, a la Rudy Gobert, then this. This is unbelievable. If you're Mike Conley, you cannot backpedal, sprint, get in a defensive stance with your feet set. Look at this. I mean, are you joking? Okay, so I mean, Karl Anthony Towns does a great job initially here battling for position. Like, this is good. Stop. But you can't just relax now. This is Jokic. You got to get right back up and battle for position. And I guess Karl Anthony Towns just doesn't want to do that anymore. Just a disaster all the way around. If this is supposed to be a switch, then Rudy Gobert needs to be up, ready to guard immediately. And then Karl Anthony Towns needs to go underneath the screener, not over the top. This is just a complete disaster. If you're Anthony Edwards, wait. Stay level to your man. Like, you're already trying to get over a down screen right here. Well, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope hasn't even tried to go over the down screen yet. So you're now just leaning towards the screen, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope now can just beat you backdoor. Cannot go up the gut of this down screen. You got to chase and stay attached to Jokic's hip. If Kyle Anderson goes up the gut like this, look at the angle. You're not going to be ready to guard Jokic right now when he catches the ball. And Jokic is hard enough to guard when you are ready to guard him. This is just mind-numbingly awful transition defense. Jordan McLaughlin needs to sprint back. You got to get your feet set in a defensive stance. I mean, are you kidding me with this? You think you're going to be able to backpedal your whole way down the floor? Okay, if Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to double here, you can't just do it randomly. So Kyle Anderson would have to rotate up here in that situation. Like, you can't just double and have nobody on the backside do anything. I mean, if Kyle Anderson's going to front the post, then Anthony Edwards has got to get over here because you can't let this pass get made. And if a skip pass is made, Taurean Prince would rotate here, Towns here, and then Kyle Anderson would eventually come up. But, like, you know, where's the backside help? Okay, I mean, if you're Rudy Gobert, this is not going to get it done against Nikola Jokic. Like, look, so right now, okay, you're coming over to Jokic. Like, you stop looking at the ball. Kyle Anderson's got the ball. You need to focus on battling for position with Nikola Jokic. This is just not effective. I mean, how long is Jalen Noel going to stare at the ball? An hour? 2 hours? I mean, this is a joke. Okay, yeah, you got beat backdoor, obviously. Again, this is just complete laziness on defense. You have to sprint back. You have to get your feet set. You have to be in a defensive stance. Look at Anthony Edwards. He wasn't even looking at the ball the whole time. Horrible drop coverage from Gobert. If you're going to be in drop coverage, stop. You need to be right now in a defensive stance with your feet set so you can stunt at the ball and you can recover to Jokic. If you're, again, you're just backpedaling. This is no different than Anthony Edwards on the last clip. This is where you have to communicate and transition. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker can get to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Anthony Edwards cannot. Anthony Edwards can come to the ball. So Anthony Edwards has got to tell Nickeil Alexander-Walker, go take KCP, I'll take Jokic. Apparently that communication didn't happen. If you're Anthony Edwards, you cannot guard like this. Your man has to be in front of you. Look at here comes a down screen. You have no chance of getting over this down screen with Michael Porter Jr. in any amount of time that's necessary because look, you're playing on a side. You're just walking right into that screen. Just pure laziness. Rudy Gobert has got to be sprinting the entire way back. You cannot let Nikola Jokic get ahead of you. I mean, my God. So now Nikola Jokic is ahead of you. So instead of Kyle Anderson being able to go to Michael Porter Jr., he's got to worry about Jokic. Whoops. What is Karl Anthony Towns doing? You're supposed to be in drop coverage. That means you are guarding the ball. So your feet are set. Doesn't matter where you drop to, but you got to have your feet set. So you can stunt at the ball when it comes to you, and you'll be able to recover to Jokic. I mean, to say that that's not what Towns does would be an understatement. I mean, the Timberwolves' bigs are a disaster in drop coverage. Now it's Rudy Gobert's turn to be a disaster. You need to be able to guard the ball, so you got to get up. You got to have your feet set in a defensive stance. You got to be able to stunt at the ball without moving your feet so you can recover to Aaron Gordon on this pick and pop. Do you think you're going to be able to recover to Aaron Gordon on this pick and pop? I don't think so. The Timberwolves are switching this screen. You switch now at when the screen is set. So Gobert takes the ball, Jalen Noel takes Aaron Gordon. You can't start off in drop coverage like this and have Jalen Noel say, never mind, I actually want to switch here. Well, Rudy Gobert wasn't guarding like it was a switch. I mean, what is Rudy Gobert doing? Like part 100? You're guarding Bruce Brown. So get up and guard Bruce Brown. Where is the urgency here? Look at Rudy Gobert. What? Of course. It's horrible transition defense. You have to communicate. So first of all, Taurean Prince needs to sprint over here, and then he's got to tell Kyle Anderson, I got the ball. So Kyle Anderson can go to Michael Porter Jr. I don't see a lot of communicating happening right now. Okay, if Taurean Prince is coming to double right here, then Kyle Anderson has to have inside positioning on DeAndre Jordan. Because if a skip pass gets made here, Jalen Noel rotates here, Austin Rivers would rotate here, and Taurean Prince would come up. But I mean, like, I don't know what else there is to say. Okay, so Christian Brown gets the offensive rebound. Stop. Guarding off of an offensive rebound is just like transition. You're going to have to communicate and just get to the nearest body. So if you're Taurean Prince, you got to say that you're taking Jamal Murray so that Austin Rivers knows to go to Christian Brown right now. Like, you have, like, this, yeah.